Okay, now we will study different methods of charging. Okay, in the previous video we understand what is the process of charging. Charging was any body by losing or gaining electrons, they becomes positively or negatively charged body. This process is called charging. Now here we will study how this process occurs, like how a body can lose an electron or gain electron, that we need to understand. The first method is by physical contact, okay, also called as conduction. Okay, the second is by friction, and the third, which is very important, by induction. Okay, now first physical contact. In this, you have come across this word in class 9 or 10, diffusion. It's a very common thing. We have studied in biology, osmosis. Okay, what is diffusion? Diffusion is it is a spontaneous process. Now, what is the meaning of spontaneous process? Okay, spontaneous, or we can say it is a feasible process. Okay, feasible, spontaneous. What is the meaning of these words? In chemistry, you will study very nicely the meaning of these words. For the time being, you have to understand. If I say spontaneous, that means something which occurs on its own. We don't need to do anything extra. Okay, it's occur on its own. Like water is falling down on its own. But if I need to bring the water like from ground to top, we need pump motor. But from top to bottom, we don't need any motor. It comes automatically. So when the water is going from down to up to down, that is what feasible process, spontaneous process which occurs on its own. Okay. Similarly, diffusion occurs on its own. What is diffusion? Diffusion means movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay. If we have particles like electron, if in one place we have more concentration of electron, another place we have less, then the electrons will automatically shift from high to low. This process will be happening here. Let's talk about this, how a body becomes charged. Let's take a neutral body, plus minus, minus plus, plus minus. This is a neutral body. With the neutral body, I am put in contact with a highly negatively charged rod. Okay, this is a rod which is highly negatively charged. And that means what I mean to say, here the concentration of electron is very high. It is in contact with the neutral body. So since here the concentration of electron is more, here there is less, what will happen to the electron? Electron will automatically diffuse. Okay, if the electron diffuse to this neutral body, now this neutral body will have extra number of electrons. So it becomes what? Negatively charged body. So neutral body becomes a negatively charged body by physical contact. Okay, next, friction. Now in this, you have to depend on refresher. Okay, if you don't have a refresher right for the timing, what I have told you, don't buy the refresher for the timing, because I have already ordered the refresher for all of you guys. Okay, then also you can contact me in WhatsApp if you're really interested, let me know. But if you didn't buy, please don't buy, because I already ordered. Okay, now in friction, what is happening? If I take any two bodies, for example, I'm taking a human body, this is a finger, and I'm taking a plastic, and start rubbing these two. So whenever two different bodies start rubbing on each other, what happens? Electrons transfer from one body to another. In other way around, out of these, any one body will lose an electron, other body will gain an electron. Okay, for example, we have two bodies, A and we have another body, B. I have started rubbing with each other. A lose electron and B gain electron. So what is happening? A is losing electron, A becomes positively charged body, B is gaining electron, becomes negatively charged body. Okay, now in the refresher, you have a series which is not required in boats but required in entrance. There is a series. The series means the different names of the materials are there, like silk, glass, fur, human body, ebonite. The series, out of those series, if you take out any two body and start rubbing it, that series will help you know which body will lose electron, which body will gain electron. In boards, we don't require this. You only have to understand like how the charging process occur in boards. Okay, boards, how the charging process occur. Charging process occur how? If we start rubbing the two bodies differently, one of the body will lose the electron, other body will gain electron. The body which will lose the electron will become positive charge body, and the body will gain electron will become negative charge body. Only this much you need to understand. Okay, and there are few conceptual problems related to charging by friction. Okay, let's discuss those conceptual problems also. First, if I talk about aeroplane or any aircraft, okay. Now see, if I talk about a vehicle, a car, if you see the tires of the car, they are of rubber. The car tires are made of rubber. Okay, and we all know rubber is an insulator. It's not conductor. Okay, it's an insulator. You know what is insulator? Of course you know. Okay, I hope you know. Okay, but if you go to tires of the aeroplane, okay, the tires of the aeroplane are rubber, but not actually rubber. It's a special conducting type. Okay, the tires of the aeroplane are not insulators; they are conductors. That means they can conduct electricity. Okay, now why? What is their special in aeroplane or aircraft tires that they are made up of such a way that they becomes conductor? Okay, now see why. If I talk about an aeroplane, for example, this is an aeroplane. Now don't laugh on my figure, okay? This is an aeroplane. Here are the tires. Okay. When this aeroplane land on the runway or take off on the runway, okay, they are in huge speed, right? We all know it's a huge speed. So what is happening? Due to the air and the metallic part of the aeroplane is the friction. Okay, when the aeroplane is taking off, okay, it's it's fly on the runway for a long distance, and it is a maximum friction with air, the metallic part. What happens? The metallic part becomes charged. Okay. Okay. Now there is no issue if it becomes charged. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay, no problem. It becomes charged. Fine. What's the issue? It becomes charged. Now, when it's on the sky, the aeroplane is now on the sky. Okay, and this aeroplane is fully charged, and suddenly thundering happens. Now we know what is lightning, what is thundering. Lightning is nothing but charges, right? Lightning is nothing but charge. When suddenly this lightning happens, this charge will hit some other charge due to electrostatic force. So it will first hit the aeroplane. Okay. So I don't want this. When the aeroplane is on the sky, okay, there is thundering, there is lightning. It's not like the lightning will first hit the aeroplane. It's not possible. But it will be possible if we don't have conducting tires. So what happens now? If you have a conducting tires, whatever the charge induced due to friction, those charge will pass to the ground. Okay, like this. It will pass to the ground through the conducting tires. That's why we have aeroplane with the conducting tires. Okay, class? Similarly, when we are young, we used to play one game. Now I cannot play because I don't have hands. But that time we used to play. You also play with a scale. We rub the scale on our hair and then we try to stick the small pieces of paper with the scale. Yes, you remember, right? Okay. So now though I cannot do. Let's see what is happening there. Okay. And we have a misconception that time that if the hairs are oily, then it's better sticky. Then the piece of paper stick nicely. No, it's wrong. That misconception we used to have. I also used to have. But now I learned like this is wrong. No. The hairs, oily hairs cannot make it stick. So what is happening? When you take a glass scale and rub it with a human hair, okay, the scale gets charged. Okay, the scale gets charged, and this is a small piece of a paper. Okay, so what will happen? Due to this charging process, this piece of a paper will also have charges like this. This is a piece of paper. Since it is a neutral body, it will have charge like this. When it's bring close in, not in contact, I am not touching it. If you remember, we normally place the scale very close to the that piece of paper. We don't touch it. So when it keep very close, what will happen? This plus will attract the electrons here. That means there is a charge separation created. Okay, and now the paper will attract towards the scale. Why? Because the paper is very light. Na? Okay, this type of charge separation happens in every body. But why only paper? Because paper is light, so it will attract and stick to the scale. Now, if you don't understand, see what is happening. We have a scale. Initially, the scale is neutral. Okay, when I am rubbing the scale with the hair, this scale acquires charges. Okay, I have taken a small piece of paper. This piece of paper is again a neutral body, plus, minus, minus, plus, alternate. Okay, when I kept this piece of paper very close to the scale, what is happening? These positive charges attract the electrons. That means all the electrons will shift upward and positive ions will be going also. Positive ions, we can say proton. Okay, now due to this charge separation, there is an attraction. Okay, there is an attraction of paper towards the scale. Now since paper is very light, so what will happen? Paper will stick to the scale. Now, let's talk about that misconception we have. What we used to know when we were young is that the scale and paper is attracting towards the scale because of the oil. Sticky nature. It's not at all sticky nature. It is the charges. So why this induction is happening? This is called as induction. Why it is happening? Why? Why the charge separation is happening? Because the glass has a positive charges here. Why this glass has a? Why this scale has a positive charges? Because I rubbed with the hair. Okay, slowly we will go backward to understand the misconception whether the oily hair is better or a dry hair is better. Okay, so if you go backward, this paper with the alternate plus minus sign has a charge separation because of these plus charges in the scale. This plus charges occur because of rubbing with the hair. Okay, so if you go rubbing with the hair, what is happening? Friction. Due to friction, the scale acquires charges. So now you tell me, friction will be more. If the friction is more charges. If the friction is less charges. More charges, more attraction. Less charges, less attraction. Okay. Now, friction will be more in oily hair or a dry hair. So, dry hair. Okay. So, dry hair has more ability to make the scale charge and then stick the paper. So misconception which we have that oily hairs help us to make the scale stick the paper. That concept is wrong. Okay. 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 Now there's one more we have with respect to friction. One more conception problem we have. What is that? For example, imagine the outside environment is completely dry. Okay. If you talk about air, we have moist air. What is the meaning of moist air? That means we have water particles. Okay. For example, I am in this room and there is not a single water droplet in the atmosphere. Okay, in the air in this room, that is completely dry air. We say it as dry air. Okay. Okay. Now, there, at that side, we have an iron gate. Okay. We have iron gate, and I am in my barefoot. Okay, and this room is completely dry air. I am walking towards the iron gate through the dry air, and I have touched that iron gate. What is happening? As soon as I touch the iron gate, I feel electric shock. Okay, not mental electric shock, physical electric shock. The shock which you will feel when you touch electrical appliances, which is with the power. Okay, that term. So what is the question? The question is, a man with barefoot walking through a dry air touch an iron gate feels electric shock. Why? Okay, they're very interesting questions these are. Okay, so what are the things happening? This is a man and this is completely dry air and this is the iron gate. Okay, when this man will walk towards the iron gate through the dry air, when we walk, we intersect the atmosphere, right? Okay, हम हवा को चीरते हुए आगे जाते हैं ना? Right or wrong? Yes. So when we are intersecting the dry air, there is a friction between air and the human bodies. Okay, that means the whole human body will become what? Charged. Plus, minus, anything. It can be plus, it can be minus, no issue. So when you are walking through the dry air, actually my whole body is becoming charged. Okay, since it becomes charged, now I, as a human being, having full of charges now on our body, when we touch the iron gate, okay, these charges got a path to flow. The charge will flow, and since the iron gate is connected to earth, there is a circuit complete. That means the charges have a full circuit to flow, and that's why we feel electric shock. Okay. So what is electricity? You have studied in class 10. Flow of charges. Okay. When the body is moving through dry air, these charges echo in the body. That time you will not feel electric shock because they are static. But as soon as you touch an iron gate, there is an electric circuit created. Whole full circuit is created, and the charge is flowing, and that's what we call electric shock. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is induction. This is very important. Charging by induction. What is this? How we can charge a body by induction. So the previous two which we studied by conduction, where we connected a negatively charged body with a neutral body, and there is diffusion occurring by friction. When we start rubbing two bodies, one of the body will lose electron, other body will gain electron. But in this case, charging by induction. Okay, this we will understand using two different examples. Okay, one I will explain you here, other is there in the notes. What I want to do, I have a neutral body. I want to convert into positively charged body without touching it. Okay, I don't want to touch the body. Without touching it, I will convert. Is that okay, class? Okay. Next, again we have a neutral body. I will convert this into negatively charged body. Again, without touching it. Okay. Now, before doing these two things, you have to understand something about Earth. Okay. ये एक समुंदर है बेटा, समुंदर. If you go to sea, समुद्र में चले जाते हैं हम. एक बाल्टी पानी ले लो समुद्र में और बाहर फेंक दो. क्या समुद्र का पानी का लेवल घट जाएगा क्या? नहीं. Okay. Because it has infinite liters of volume of water, right? Similarly, एक बाल्टी घर से लेकर के समुद्र में डाल दिया, समुद्र का लेवल बढ़ जाएगा? नहीं. Something like that is Earth. Earth is a infinite charges. It has infinite charges. You can note down these things in your notes, okay? The notes which you will get, because these things are not written in the notes. Infinite charges are there. Infinite charges means what? Infinite number of electrons, or we can say negative and positive charges. Earth has infinite charges. अगर मैं infinite charges बोलूं मतलब क्या है? Neutrally, okay, neutrally है क्योंकि infinite positive है, infinite negative है, okay, that means this is neutral. and its potential. This you have to remember. Okay. Today the first class I am discussing this. At the end of this session, again we will deal with this part. Okay. Potential is 0 volt. Okay. And how to write symbol? Symbol of earth is this or this. Okay. So let's start again. Earth. What is speciality about Earth? It is infinite charges. Infinite charges is what? Infinite number of negative, infinite number of positive charges. Okay. The number of negative and number of positive charges are equal. That's why it is a neutral body. That's why its potential is 0 volt. And symbol is like this. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of infinite charges? Infinite charges means what? We can give any amount of charge to the Earth. Its potential will remain 0 volt. It will remain neutral. जैसे समुद्र कितना भी बाल्टी पानी ले लो, उसका समुद्र का पानी घटेगा नहीं. वैसे कितना भी चार्ज तुम ले लो अर्थ से, उसका चार्ज घटेगा नहीं. ओके. सिमिलरली समुद्र में कितने बाल्टी पानी एक्स्ट्रा डाल दो, उसका लेवल बढ़ेगा नहीं. वैसे इन अर्थ इफ यू सप्लाई एनी अमाउंट ऑफ एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस टू द अर्थ, इट रिमेन्स न्यूट्रल. ओके. ओके. नाउ we have a neutral body, plus minus minus plus plus minus. I want to convert this into positively charged body without touching it. So what I am doing, in the vicinity of this body, I am placing a highly negatively charged rod. I am not touching it. Okay, just placing very close near to it. Now what is happening? Now induction will happen. What is induction? Due to this negative charges, the plus attract this side, minus repel that side. Okay, this is called charge separation is occurring. Okay, now after this step we need to see what I need to make positively charged body. That means in this body we have to remove these extra electrons. As soon as we remove these electrons, it becomes left. It will left with only plus. Okay, now how to remove these electrons? I will take the help of earth. I will connect. Because I need to remove this negative, I will connect that negative part to earth. And this rod will be here only. If you remove this rod, what will happen? It will become again like this. So you have to keep the rod in the vicinity itself. Okay. And why I am connecting the negative part only? Because I need to make it a positive body. So I have to remove this negative. Okay. Now see now. If I talk about concentration of electron, concentration. In this area we have 2 electrons, and in this area we have 2 electrons. Try to understand very nicely, otherwise we will get confused in this part. How we can, then we can say concentration is more. Okay, concentration is more. How we will understand? Concentration of electron doesn't mean number of electrons. Try to understand this part, make it very clear. Concentration of electron is not number of electrons. Here, see, in this area, in this small circle we have 2 electrons. In this big circle we have 2 electrons. Where the concentration is more? Here the concentration is more. Okay? Because in the small area we have 2 electrons. Here the big area. Okay? So number of electrons are same both. Understood? So here the concentration is more. Now if we talk about here, what I have did here, I have connected with the earth. With respect to earth is a neutral body. Here in this body, in this area, all the electrons are concentrated here. That means here the concentration of electron is more with respect to earth. Okay? Understand what I am saying? Earth is a big area. Here is a small area. In a small area all the electrons are there. So what will happen? Here the concentration of electron is more. Here the concentration of electron is less. Again I am saying. Here the concentration of electron is more. Why? In the small area of the body we have so many electrons all connected. Here we have the whole earth. So since here the concentration is more and here the concentration is less, what will happen? Diffusion will happen. Higher concentration to low concentration. Electron will start flowing from here to here. So all the electrons go one by one. What I left with? I left with only plus. So it becomes what? Positively charged body. Okay class. Now let's talk about this. Same neutral body, but मुझे क्या बनाना है अभी? Negatively charged body बनाना है. Again we have a neutral body here. Plus minus minus plus plus minus. I'm placing a highly negatively charged rod. The same thing here also. What will happen? Charge separation will occur, right? Minus A plus will go this side, minus will go this side. Okay, this minus are repelling from this negative, this plus are attracting. Now, in this case, I have connected the negative side. Why? Because I have to make it in a positive bond. Here, what I have to make? Negative bond. Okay, that means this negative should be here only. We cannot remove the negative. So now, what I will do? I will connect the positive side with the earth. Okay. Now, can protons flow? In the first video I have discussed, no, protons cannot flow. There is no exchange of protons here. So what will happen? Here all the protons are concentrated in one place. That means positive concentration is more. With respect to positive concentration, of course the earth will have more electrons here. Okay? The electrons are easy to flow. No? Though in the earth there is huge area is here. Earth area is huge. But if there are 2 electrons also in that area, okay, then also these 2 electrons will attack towards the high concentration of positiveness. Okay, what will happen? The electrons will flow from earth to body. So slowly what will happen? Listen very nicely. Huh? One more electron will come like this. Okay, now these plus and these minus will neutralize each other. What is the meaning of neutralize each other? Neutralize each other means what? They will align themselves again in a they will align themselves alternatively. So they are neutralizing each other. Now, what we left with? Extra negative charge. So it becomes a, now we can remove this rod. Okay, now it becomes a negative charge. Okay, this is charging by induction. The methods of charging are understood for us. Okay. I'm making a short video. Why? Because see, internet problem is there. Everyone don't have a Wi-Fi at the home. So for downloading and then for viewing the video, it's easy if I make a short video. Okay. So next video will start on I think Coulomb's law and stuff. Okay.